Hi, I'm Brendon. This is a quick wrist warm-up you can use before any hand balancing practice or really before any kind of yoga practice, especially if your wrists are really sore whenever you do practice yoga. So let's come to hands and knees to start, with fingers spread out nice and wide, knees below the hips, wrists below the shoulders. Really press down through all your fingertips and then these knuckles that are at the base of your fingers. From here, just start making circles, centering over the wrists. Not too fast. Take a few in the opposite direction. Now turn your fingers out to face opposite sides of the mat and begin swinging side to side. Next, turn fingers to face your knees and gently rock back. Now, if this is too much for you, come back to this last position with fingers facing outward, or you can just be here rocking very slow and just taking small movements. Next, turn your palms up, fingers in, facing each other, and just start by wiggling your fingers. This might be enough for you, so if it is, just continue wiggling. But if you'd like to feel a little bit more, you could make fists and then let that go. Keep alternating, making fists and releasing. You could stay here, continuing like this for a few more breaths, or turn fingers to face your knees again and gently rock back. You may notice that this side of your wrist is a little more tight than the other side. I find that's the case with most people. So just be gentle. Release that, sit back on your heels, shake your hands out like you're flicking water off your hands. And then make fists and just start circling your wrists. Take a few in the opposite direction. And shake the wrists out again. Come back to all fours for some strengthening. So these are wrist push-ups. And what you'll do is keep your fingertips digging down into the mat, but lift the rest of your hand up. You can try it at first with just one hand at a time. And then once you get used to that movement, try both hands at the same time. And you'll notice that you need to engage your core to do both at the same time and to land the palm gently back down. So let's try that 5 more times. Last 3, 2, 1. Now make fists like you're going to punch the floor. And again, we're starting with one hand at a time. So you'll open up your hand, bend your elbow, and then punch everything back up. Switch to the other side, punch it back up. Let's try that one more time on each side. And then you could continue alternating or try both at the same time. Now again, make sure you're zipping your belly in and up if you're doing both at the same time. Take it nice and gently. Let's do 5 more. 2, last 1. Now keep your hands in fists, but make sure the thumb is tucked in. And then one hand at a time, just tip your fist forward so that you almost touch your thumb knuckle down to the floor, and then backward, pinky side, edge down. Switch to the other side and rock back. Continue alternating just like that, rocking the fist forward and back. And you may notice that it's pretty tight on the thumb side. For a lot of us who use cell phones very often, that tends to happen. And for the last 5, you might try both hands at the same time. Last 3, 2, and 1. Sit back on your heels, interlace your fingers, and just draw some figure 8s with your fist. And then take it in the opposite direction. And then just so we're nice and even, interlace your fingers with the opposite thumb on top. And again, make figure 8s. And switch directions. And then release. That's it for our wrist warm-up. And now I hope that you have a great practice.